Hey gamers, welcome back to Game Master's Dungeon. I'm Brian, your Game Master. Today we're going to be doing our third session, our third episode for our Thursday's group for my Mutants and Masterminds campaign, 4 days long gone, that I've been running. We're going to pick up where we left off at the end of the last episode, pretty much right after the apartment fire. The strange man gave visions of some kind to Sketch. They rescued a couple of people. They've made their way back to Shadow Dragon's lair, and that's where we're going to pick up. All right, so clean up from last game. Let's talk about PowerPoints. Everybody gets another 5 PowerPoints. Track those on your sheets. Mike, you were asking about like rest, exhaustion, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So right now, story-wise, you haven't had the opportunity to do so. But we'll be having some.
So I need to make sure I'm tracking my.
Yeah, I mean
Oh, damn it! Any hit point damage.
Let's see. Let me turn you up here. Let's see.
So that's 10 power points.
Yep, everybody should be at 10 PowerPoints. So.
10 PowerPoint now. All right.
Okay. So recap from last game. All right. So who wants to start with the recap? What happened last time?
I can do it.
That.
Okay, we'll just so we'll say okay. Adam, you can go for a minute, and then I'll let somebody else take over.
All right, so we picked up in the sewers after the first session. I led everybody back to my hidden lair, where we kind of assessed the information we had gathered, what we know about these supers that just kind of went insane suddenly and started killing people. We all met Amy, who is my character's mentor. And, while we were discussing trying to come up with a plan, we heard on one of the police radios that there is a fire nearby to my hideout, and we ran to investigate.
Okay, all right. Mike, what happened after that?
All right, we found a burning building. We left a guy outside. The rest of us went around the back. 2 of the other guys, they went in through the back door. I hookshotted up to the 3rd floor window. We all converged on the 3rd floor. Met up a guy that messed with my head. And after that, after rescuing a bunch of people, we left the burning building because dudes were showing up.
Okay. Honreth, what happened after that?
And just as we thought we were going to possibly make a potentially clean getaway, the SPD troopers flew in 2 suits of armor, and they decided that no, we were not indeed going to get away clean. During the extraction, we used a smoke bomb to try to distract them from our man outside the door, so to speak. Unfortunately, they were equipped for such an attack, and capture happened.
All right. So then, Kaze, you were left by your group. They just ran off into the night, leaving you there with these terrible men in suits.
Yep.
All thanks to somebody pulling the entire team into the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for an entertaining walk home.
Yeah. Like what the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, it was kind of bad.
I mean, I tried real hard to save you. I tried real hard.
I know.
Maybe
I saw the video. Don't worry.
It could be.
So let's pick up. So guys, I'm going to start with you, right? Okay, so you're in the street. You've been hit by these guys in the suits with their blast weapon. It's a really weird feeling that you get when you get hit with this attack. Okay. You feel really, really weak. Not like physically. Not like you feel like exhausted or tired, but you just you feel like something is drained from you, and then you realize because you attempt to maybe use your powers on these guys as they're closing in on you, but you realize then it's not working. So they've hit you with some kind of weapon that either nullifies your powers or basically suppresses them for a period of time. You feel really, because you've had these powers for so long, it's just like like a part of you, and then that part of you is gone, and it's almost like panic begins to set in almost.
Okay.
As these guys come in, they like roughly like grab you, and they like you're just kind of like weak. You try to like fight back, but physically you just can't compete with these guys in these powered suits. They take you to one of their vehicles, right? And then they put these like devices on you, these shackles and this collar thing around your neck. And they throw you in the back of this truck. You're in the back of this truck by yourself. There's nobody else in here.
Okay.
And then they're like super scum. Then they shut the door on you, and it's like dark in here. There's like no windows. This isn't like the paddy wagon with the bars where you're like, oh, help me. No, this is like a completely enclosed, like a steel interior. Everything is like mounted or molded into the thing. There's nothing loose around here. So then the vehicle just drives away. After, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, you sit in the back of this thing by yourself. So then it drives away, and you drive for probably, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes or whatever. And then you feel that the vehicle like goes down like a big ramp, like it's going down underground. You don't know where you are because you can't see. After about like another 10 minutes, the vehicle comes to a stop. Let's see.
I mean, I should have like an idea of generally what direction I want for the eidetic memory.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Because the vehicle was facing, let's say the vehicle was facing west. It made several turns. You ended up going north. You can hear sounds outside as you're driving. So it sounds like you're in like like the downtown area.
Okay.
Like you're assuming that you're going to some kind of prison or something. You're not exactly sure where they're taking you. You can just kind of tell by the sounds that it's not some isolated place out in the middle of nowhere. You are still in the city.
Okay.
So this vehicle stops, and then it backs up. Weep, 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 backs up. And then it stops. You hear the guys that are driving, they get out. And you hear lots of boot steps. Then the doors like fling open, and it's kind of bright in this area where you're at. It looks like a loading dock, like a delivery dock.
Okay.
It's all like this, dark concrete, very bland, very very plain. There's like stuff sprayed on the walls, like this direction for this and this direction for that, holding cells down here kind of stuff. And you see, let me get my hand out here. Where's this guy? Where are you? You see, where are you, James? I'm gonna put him in there. All right, so you see this man standing there with several of the other SPD officers. He's got his hands behind his back.
Oh. Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah, the commander?
Yeah.
Holy shit, okay.
So it's like the door opens and you're kind of like, you kind of shy away from the light for a second. Your eyes kind of focus. And you see him standing there. He looks, he's wearing it's like armored cybernetic kind of suit, helmetless, kind of like he does there. He's a very striking man, very piercing eyes, dark hair. He's very tall. He's like 6 feet, 6'1", something like that. Pretty well built.
Yeah.
He's flanked by probably 6 or 7 other SPD guys. They all have the guns trained on the inside of the back of the van there, or the truck. Mm-hmm. 2 guys come in and they basically drag you out. They don't let you walk. They just kind of drag you onto the dock or whatever. You're just like, oh god. he's like, greetings. My name is Commander Sterling of the SPD. Welcome to my house.
Oh,
You're like, what? He's like, he snaps. He's like, take him to the holding cells. They're like, yes, sir. They just gotta drag you off. Like I said, they don't even let you walk. Your feet are just kind of like dragging. They got you like under the armpits or whatever. And you're trying to use your abilities or whatever, but something that they've put on you is nullifying, like dampening your abilities to do so.
okay.
It's still very off-putting, just because you've always been able to use it and now you can't. There's almost like a slight sense of panic. You're not exactly sure what's happening and what's going on. You had no idea that this is the kind of stuff that was going on. When you read in the news or saw on the news that these people were being captured, you figured it was something similar, but you never thought you would be here. And they kind of have the guy didn't even ask for your name. Nobody's really talked to you. They're just taking you into some dark hole, and they're gonna throw you in there and throw away the key. So they take you into this compound, then they go down like some flights of stairs. They go to an elevator. They get in there. Basically, they hurry you in the elevator. They hit the button, and it goes down. It goes down for probably what?
The elevator, did they use any type of card or anything, or it was just open the doors, press the button, and...
It was just open the doors. They push the button.
Okay.
It goes down for probably like 30 seconds before it stops. It opens up into this just bland concrete, like thick concrete, basically room you're in. Kind of, it goes down. It's like a set of stairs. It goes down into this big cavernous expanse, this big, huge room that has a bunch of rooms shooting off of it. And there's several other SPD guards in here. The two that are with you, they just kind of like throw you on the ground in front of the other two guys.
Mm-hmm.
These guys that are in here they have different colored armor, different insignias on their armor than these guys do. You're assuming that the guys that brought you here are like, the street units. These are the guys that work specifically in their prison, jail, hold. You don't know quite sure what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys, they pick you up, and then the two guys, they'll be like, "All right, Scum's all yours." And you're like, "Scum? I'm not Scum." You're thinking to yourself, you're like, "Wow, these guys have no sense of respect at all." They drag you down this hallway. Then they get to like another room where there's like a guy sitting at a desk at a computer. He's dressed similarly in the same kind of armor. He's got his helmet off. He's doing some work on the computer. Two other guys are in this room. There's a big steel reinforced door behind them. They're like, the guy at the desk is all like, "All right, oh, we got another one. All right, fine." There's like a chair like in front of him. They sit you in this chair and they attach the shackles to the chair. Mm-hmm. So then the two guys that brought you, they go back to their post, and then the guy sitting at the desk, and he's just all like, he sits there for a minute. He doesn't even look at you. He doesn't talk to you. He's just doing his thing on the computer.
Can I see what he's doing on the computer?
The screen's kind of blocking his view. He's typing.
Okay.
And it looks like he's reading something, then he's typing. Then he hits the enter button, the big Then he slides over a little bit. He's like, "All right." Swings his keyboard around. He's like, "Name."
What is this? Why am I here?
He smiles. He's like, "God, why are all of you people like this? Just tell me your name."
If I'm being arrested for some crime, I have the right to use an attorney. It's on the Constitution.
Like he looks around, like he's like annoyed. He slides his keyboard off to the side, wipes his hands off. Then he like leans forward, clasps his hands in front of him. He looks at you. He's like, Well, Sonny, normally, yeah, but you're a criminal. Not only that, you're a superpowered criminal. And there
What
are
are you
laws in
talking about?
place. He's like, we. He looks at his friends in the room. We have another one, guys. We have another one. They all like to play dumb. That must be the superpower of the day. And there's guard dogs barking somewhere.
Yeah, sorry, it's my dog.
You're good. He's like, you can give me the information that I want, or you can just go in a hole.
From what I'm seeing, anyway, I'm going down the hall. Because you're not even telling me why am I here? Or where am I?
He's like, all right. He's like, all right, Frank, get the sample. Sebastian, get this dude out of here. So this other guy comes over and he's got like this thing in his hand or whatever. He like grabs you by the hair and he like pulls your head to the side. He like jabs you in the neck and he clicks the button on it. And you feel like a puncture, like they're drawing blood. You know, like when you like with diabetics or whatever, that kind of feel.
Yeah.
They poke. He pokes you a couple of times in the neck. He puts the thing back on his belt. Then they unhook you from the chair. Then they just kind of drag you over to this door. The dude pulls out a key card. Beep. Swipes the key card on this little panel. It's on the right-hand side. Whoosh. This big, heavy door opens. You go down this little bit of hallway. There's only two doors, one on the left and one on the right. They take it to the one on the right. The guy swipes his key card on that, and the door opens up. They take you in the room. They take the shackles off, but they leave the thing on your neck on. Then they take the shackles and they just kind of like push you, and you kind of like fall down on all fours. Then they're like, loser, as they like walk out, shut the door. And they hear him go down the hallway back through the other door. The door shuts like with like almost like a seal, the air. And then you're kind of staying in there. The room's not like brightly lit, but it's lit well enough you can kind of see. There's nothing in this room. There's not even a bed. There's not even a toilet in here. There's just like some dirt on the floor. Then you hear this this tapping sound on metal. Sounds like it's coming from across the hallway.
Okay, look around to see if I'm able to see anything across the hallway.
Well, so you go to the door, and there's no windows in the door. It's a solid door. Like you're looking around.
Okay.
You hear you hear a voice. Hey man, can you hear me over there? It's kind of quiet. It's kind of muffled.
Okay.
You can't quite make out what it's saying.
Okay. Do I still have my belongings, or did they took everything from me?
They took most of your stuff. Like, what is it you're looking for?
Just knowing what I have with me.
You have your clothes.
And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you're dressed at least, right? They didn't throw you in here naked.
Yeah, that's a win. On my book, that's a win.
You hear more tapping on metal.
Do I recognize any type of like message or anything in there? Like some rhythm at least?
Let's look at skills. What do you got?
Perception on 9?
Oh yeah, sure. Look at perception here. Let's see what you get. 17. Yeah, there's like it's like rapid taps, and then there's pauses. There's longer taps. You're kind of putting it together. It's like Morse code.
Okay. Do I know Morse code?
Do you? Is the question. Let's see. Technically, that would be under languages. You would probably have to need to take language.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, no.
You've watched enough movies, you've read enough books. You know what it sounds like, but you don't know what he's trying to say.
Okay.
Because of the nature of Morse code, you might be able to do like probably with a penalty, like an insight for like something with ulterior meaning, like innuendo kind of a thing.
Sure. Do you have insight? Let's see.
I have it on 7.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a roll. We'll see what you get. Oh,
I think no.
yeah. There's some guy probably in the cell across the hallway banging on the door.
Most likely he's tapping the Macarena or something like that, right?
Yeah, you're like, you don't. Yeah, you're kind of at a loss. You're in a strange place. You've been completely violated, like not like violated, but
I mean, not completely. He's still dressed.
yeah, he's still dressed.
Yeah,
but
but
I mean, like you got no due process. They probably have said a handful of words to you the whole time. They have no respect for you. You're in this semi-dark room with no windows. Nothing in here, not even like a blanket to keep yourself warm. It is kind of cold down here. You do know you're underground.
okay. I tried to match the rhythm on the door.
All right. Ooh, let's see. Oh Lord. Okay. What would that be? Hold on. Let me look at your sheet again here. I'm gonna change your. Let's see. Um. Let's try one more insight. So
Okay.
you can maybe this will give you an idea that you think you're going to be typing something nice or something like
That's better.
okay. There we go. All right. So you're listening to it. You're listening to it. It's you listen to it for probably several minutes, and it's kind of the same pattern over and over. It's like the guy's trying to say the same thing, maybe trying to wait for a response. So then you try to make the same pattern. You try your best. You get it pretty close. Like you get it pretty close, and then there's a pause, and you wait. Then the person on the other side taps a new pattern, and then you hear, and then you hear like more muffled voice, like he's trying to talk through your door and his door. You can almost hear it.
Okay. Can I throw another perception roll to see if I'm able to hear it now?
Yeah, you put your ear to the door, maybe. Oh,
Sorry,
nice.
that's persuasion, not perception.
Oh,
But it's the same bonus, so I'm not sure if you want to take it.
yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. 23. Yeah, so you put your ear to the door, and you hear like it's coming across. It's like, "Hey, who's over there? Can you hear me?" That's basically what he's saying.
Okay. I don't reply. I don't answer his question, but I ask him another question. Where are we?
There's a pause for a minute. You put your ear back to the door, and hear, we're in the hold. We're in the hold, man. What are you in here for?"
I don't know, man. They just grabbed me and threw me here.
There's a pause. The guy on the other side. It's definitely a man. You can tell by the voice. Yeah, the same thing happened to me. I just got through in here. What's your name?
Jake,
Let's pause for a minute.
who are you?
I'm Rupert.
How long have you been here, Rupert?
To the pause. About 3 days.
What were you doing when they caught you?
He did hear. My friends sold me out. They knew what I could do, and they told the authorities. I don't know why.
What do you mean? What you can do?
They said, well, I can do things. I mean, I have powers. They're not anything special, but somebody must have been jealous or something. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, bro. I don't even have powers. I don't know why I'm here.
Well, they obviously know. They obviously must know something about you, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
Have they let you talk with anybody or anything?
He's like, no, it's just been me in here for 3 days. It's kind of nice to have somebody to talk to.
Do you get food at least?
Yeah, like once a day.
All right.
All right. So meanwhile, you're having your little conversation there with the guy across the cell. So meanwhile, back in the Dragon's Lair, at least that's what I called it. You guys make it back to your hideout, to your lair. And Sato, she comes over and she sits in the chair. She just leans the cane on the chair. She's got some like a tea set sitting out there on the table, and she's making some tea for everybody. Pouring the tea. You guys are all kind of like standing around, like kind of fuming.
So Shadow Dragon is actually like he's definitely fuming. He's seething, and he comes over here, and he actually does an honest to goodness table flip, and he's just like, anger is roiling off of him as he pulls his mask off, revealing his face, and he's like looking around. He says, "What's next?"
She sets the teapot down, and she takes a platter and tea cup, and she hands you the cup of tea. She's like, tea. Smells good.
Tea. We leave a man behind, and we're going to have tea.
Yes, she slides a teacup across the table in your direction. And you too, skinny man. Sketchy slides a teacup over to you.
Okay. Am I supposed to be in a room that is pitch black
Oh, are you in a room that's pitch black?
with no one else in it? In other news, I have successfully used Roll20 on a computer that should not be connected to the internet anymore.
Can you guys see the map?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'm good.
I am in
I can't.
black. I am alone.
Try zooming out because everybody's.
I am zoomed out. There is no one else near me.
But you can see your token.
I can see my token in a dark in a black box.
Okay, hold on. It's awkward because.
And I only see a black square.
Yeah, well, just because you're you're not on this map.
Yeah,
You're in the hole, man.
that's literally what I'm seeing, a black square.
Yeah, that's what I see too. A black square with my token on. All I see.
That's weird because everybody's other settings are the same, and everybody else can see. So basically, if I move you like right here, can you see anything?
I haven't moved in the dark square. It might just be the computer. Let me just check the tablet real quick.
I was gonna say, can you turn dynamic lighting off for him? Maybe something about his computer can't process it.
It's just that computer.
Or
I can
maybe
see it
Sketch got
I can see it
captured
on the
too.
tablet.
Dun dun dun.
I can see it
Well,
on the tablet.
What you don't know is that he's being controlled by the guy in the suit. That's why he can't see a thing.
Exactly.
I can't see the dynamic lighting on the computer. That's why.
I mean, I would turn dynamic lighting off, but I don't want to turn dynamic lighting off.
If I glance at the tablet, I can. But I'll just leave this open because it'll be easier for me to roll.
Okay. Because it's just like there's like it's basically you guys have looked at the last video, right? It's just like this big black square around this room or whatever. But later on, like another map, if I turn dynamic lighting off, it ruins the entire scene. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to do that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if you could turn it off for specific players or not. I don't know what the settings are for a GM.
No, it's just like it's either I turn it on and I can either let people see or they see nothing.
Yeah.
But his settings are the same as your settings. It's just the laptop then, something with the laptop. Maybe some kind of a, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you can see it on
I
the
can roll a lot easier.
if you can see it on the tablet, that's good enough.
Yeah.
So
All right, so T.
So my character will, like still petulant. He will drink some of the tea and like take a deep, breath, like he's trying to control his temper and just let it all out.
She's like, see, much better. The tea, it will calm you.
Well, if I remember correctly, last time my character met dude in suit and had trippy vision. Stuff happened. So I want to try and draw some of the images that flash. So
Okay.
how many
We'll make
archetypes would I need?
We'll make one. We'll see. What that gives you.
All right. Making the. Did that get?
Let's see. Rip.
A 13.
Let's see.
Very low roll.
Yeah. Make a will save.
Will save?
Just roll your will. Let me see what you get here.
Okay, will.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you're kind of sitting there, you're just kind of like staring at the teacup. You're just trying to
Remember.
because the flashes kind of come, and when they do, they're so just random. You're trying to just kind of focus to get one picture clear enough to be able to get detail. Because right now it's kind of like, say you're looking at like 50,000 different pictures in a flip book that's going 1,000 miles an hour. It just colors and flashes and all this other kind of stuff. You just can't focus.
To try these checks again.
Okay, I'll let you know. All right, Zora, you approach the table. Do you partake in the tea?
We'll go ahead and drink the tea, and I'm probably going to walk over into the little training room and start working out on the training dummy.
Training dummy. You pick up the tea. You smell it. Oh, it smells good. There's like some honey in there. You sip it. You're like, It's kind of warming. You're like, this feels good. You set it down. You're just kind of punching this dummy.
Yep, time to let out some anger manual way.
So my character will look at Amy and say, Master, you said that you foresaw this, that this had to come to pass. Do you know where they took him?
She looks at you. She smiles almost like a mother would, when a child asks a question that the answer should be obvious. She's like, well, I don't know exactly where. I could pinpoint his location, but I know where they took him, like what complex they took him to.
Well, we have to go after him.
She sips her tea. She just like thinks about it. She's just kind of like sloshing the tea around in the cup. She smells it. She sets it down. She's like, "In due time, we cannot, you cannot rush now. It's the middle of the night. You will run yourself ragged. You must rest. For where he's at, he will be resting as well. He's safe for now."
I think he's anything but safe. That's not the only problem we have. One of us has been compromised, and his eyes fall heavily on Sketch.
As soon as I hear her say he's safe for now, the punches get a little bit harder and a little bit faster.
You guys are like, you guys look back. You hear him in the room doing that. She's like, "Oh, really? Compromised, you say? In what way?"
The man in the suit did something to him, I think. The building was a trap set up by him to get to us.
She's like, She leans closer to you, Sketch. She's like, "So what did he do?"
Saw some. We had a quick station. I saw some weird flashes in my head that I'm trying to call to jot down, and then he left the room. He's gone without a trace. No one saw him leave. No one else saw him. He's just poof, gone.
She's like, interesting.
A good chance he
Right.
wasn't physically.
Her eyes widen. She picks up her teacup and drinks some more tea. She sets the teacup down. "Your tea is getting cold, boys. Please drink." She's like, "I don't know anything about this man in a suit, but if he's not dead, it is a good thing. It is a good sign. These flashes, you say, what are they of?"
I'm quite sure trying to grasp hold of a couple of them so I can actually draw them out to see what we're dealing with.
She grabs her cane. She stands up out of her chair and she walks around. She comes around behind you and leans the cane against your chair. She puts her hand on your shoulder. It kind of massages the shoulders. You're like, you kind of stand up a second. You're like, "What's going on?" It feels really good though. Because a lot of stress and tension you've had over the last several hours, and then she's like, you must calm your mind.
Guessing
Sorry, Mike, your audio is breaking up really bad.
I said I guess it sounds like I'm gonna probably be needing another will check to try and grasp another memory, right?
Not yet. I'll tell you when.
Okay.
So you're just like, you're sitting there, you're just kind of like relaxing, rubbing your hands together, closing the eyes, whatever you think your character would do to try to relax himself. She like takes her hands off of you. She rubs her hands together and she like puts them on like the side of your head, like just like touching the face and the top of the head, kind of like this, like around your face. You're like, what the hell? Her hands go from really warm to really cold pretty quick, and it's all like, it almost makes you like wince in like how cold her hands are. Like she leans into your ear and she's like, You must calm your mind and remember. You see her hands begin to there's this dark energy begins to slowly come around her hands and her fingers as it's on your head. And she closes her eyes and you close yours, and then you both open your eyes at the same time. Her eyes are black, like black eyes, and yours are black as well. And then you start seeing some of these visions. All right, okay, make the will check. Roll well.
Taking the will check. Oh!
Look at you, see?
Damn.
It's going to be one of those games.
Yeah, one of these games. All
I
right,
think I
good.
accidentally double tapped because I didn't see it come up.
No, you only.
Well, no, he's got 3 on there.
Oh,
So you rolled an 8 and a 20. So then I should take the first one, but you know what? We'll give you a benefit of the doubt. We'll give you a little even amount. All right, so you your eyes open and they're kind of glazed over, and you start to see these visions, and they're just like I said, it's like that flip book that's going 1,000 miles an hour, but it's slowly starting to reduce speed. It's like a bunch of pages. It's like time is slowing, and then you're able to see an entire slide of this vision, and you see so you're standing. So it's a picture of you are standing in the street. Shadow Dragon's there, Zoro's there, Kazi's there. There's 6 or 7 other people with you standing in the street. You also see that guy Rash is standing in the street with you. And you guys are all looking up into the sky as there's this huge craft in the air. Almost like Independence Day style. This huge spaceship looking thing is in the air. And, it just, think of it like a still shot like that. You, from the ground looking up past you at it. Then the scene flips. And next thing you know, that whole scene is just engulfed in fire from some kind of an attack. But then also, it's not just the vision you see. It's also you get emotional contact with everybody that's there in that picture, the fear, the anxiety, the helplessness. You get all these emotions kind of all at the same time, they wash over you, and you end up falling out of your chair. As you're Wah! As you scream, as you fall, and she lets you go as you fall onto the floor. You're sweating.
Shadow Dragon catches him.
Hearing the commotion, I jump back into the room.
Yeah,
Aha!
you see. Whoa! Yeah, so Sketches in Shadow Dragon's arms as he's just kind of almost twitching for a moment as his senses begin to come back to himself. He's sweating, cold. You're Sketch. So you're looking around wildly, it felt so real. The end was there. You were dead for a moment. Is what you felt like, and now you're back.
What the hell was that?
Well, I could explain it, but I think that would require bigger.
You cut out again. We didn't catch the end of that.
It's I said I could explain that, but I think that's going to require some larger.
Paper?
To draw that scene out properly. There's too much detail for this little sketchbook.
All right, so you say you need a larger paper, larger sketch pad, something, right?
To get the full effect of what I saw drawn down. Because it was a lot.
Yeah, and you're kind of you're still really just looking around, waiting, any moment the world is going to end. It's this feeling that you're having right now.
I look at Amy and say, do you think he's still a threat? Do you think the man in the suit can compel him to hurt others like the ones from before?
She finishes her drink of tea. She sets the empty teacup down. She's like, the man in the suit did not compel him. He showed him.
What could possibly be so horrible to drive someone to commit that many murders?
Oh, who is that?
I forgot to set my phone to do not disturb. There we go. It's on do not disturb now.
Okay. It's good. The sound is very surprising sometimes.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
She's like, well, I do not know of such a man, but obviously this man believes that the situation requires such actions for whatever reason. She pours herself more tea. Tea, anyone? She fills up everybody's teacups.
I am nervously take a sip of. Madam, do you have something larger to draw this out on so they can get the full effect?
She's like, I may have something upstairs in the restaurant you could use.
Is everybody being quiet, or is something wrong with my headset?
I think everybody's just being quiet.
Yeah, everybody's quiet, I think.
Yeah, she said there's something. There's like, so that means we have to go find such thing.
So she says you can go upstairs. You can get like one of the big placemats or something that they put on the tables. Those are pretty good size.
I'll go, and I start to go upstairs to get one of the spare ones that we keep in the storage room.
Okay. Yeah, so you go running upstairs. The restaurant's obviously closed. It's late at night. So you go up there into the restaurant. It's dark, lights are out upstairs, and you're just kind of looking out at the city through like the big front window. You know, it's got the big, the name of the restaurant on the front, but you can kind of the city looks peaceful right now. It does. You don't hear sirens and stuff blaring around out there. You don't see fire and all anything else out in the distance. It's kind of a refreshing moment from all of the events that have taken place just recently. You're able to go and retrieve several of these large placemats. They've got the, like go to the Chinese restaurant, right? The big placemats. It's got all this stuff, the Chinese calendar or whatever, that you would find on there. And in the back is a pretty good sized drawing. You bring several of those just in case. So you come running back downstairs.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and pin them onto the cork board so he can, kind of draw it mural style.
All right. So how big are these exactly?
Oh, I mean, they're probably, just think of like a placemat. You've all gone to a restaurant, right?
Okay.
I'm assuming a Chinese restaurant, and they pretty good size.
They're big enough.
Big enough. Got it. So make art check.
Yeah. So make me an art check. See how well you're able to draw here.
All right. Do I get a bonus on it?
Yeah. I'll give you a +3.
Okay.
You can do it.
You're not here.
It's the voice of my spirit, my conscience.
I'm going to use a luck point
Okay.
because this is important. This is too important to just mess up on Roll20 being a jerk.
All right, +3, so 17.
and plus because it's under a so that'd be 27 then.
27.
Yeah.
Okay. So you pin him up there, and he kind of like shambles over there. You know, you're still kind of like wobbly legs. You know, and you just like he just go over, and he's just like furiously, he just starts drawing and sketching on these papers you've got hanging on the wall. And you can here, I'll move you over there.
Appreciate it.
So you guys stand there and watch him for probably 10 or 15 minutes as he just kind of like scribbles. He's just going really fast, changing pencils. His eyes are just like it's like he's not even blinking. He's just going and going and going from memory. And then he steps back when he's done. And then like you drop your pencils on the ground as you stare at it, and you can remember the vision and the feeling that you had when you saw this vision, and you're just like you kind of like just sit down on the ground, and you guys all look at it. So you get what I described to him. This is what you see. So you see a city, and you see lots of people. He draws renditions pretty well. You see all of you in the picture. And you see some other people that you don't recognize. And then you see Rash. He's standing there, not like an enemy, but he's in the picture. He's portrayed as an ally because he's in the same perspective as you guys are. He's looking up. You guys are looking up. He's standing side by side with you guys.
This is obviously some kind of, dream. This can't, be the future or anything. Rash is dead. Stardust killed him, so this is meaningless.
Doesn't matter if you killed him. He was a speedster, wasn't he? Speedsters tend to have a way of coming back from the dead.
Does your character know that?
Oh shit! I should.
Did they ever find his body?
Yeah, she pulled his body out of that the warehouse that collapsed on him. She pulled out his body. She ripped off his mask. The government took him.
Should I roll an insight for that kind of knowledge?
Yeah, you're gonna need to roll high.
Nope.
Yeah, nope.
So I don't say that.
You're like, yep, he's dead. He's dead.
Well.
And you see, like, the picture is not all of you as you are now. Like, Dragon, you see that the outfit that you're wearing is very, like, futuristic. It looks professionally made. Not saying yours isn't. No disrespect to your costume, right? But this has gone from you piecing it together in the, in some sewer to this is professional quality stuff. Zorro, you're there, in your luchador form. Obviously more powerful, you're bigger, you're stronger, you're more imposing. Sketch, you're there, you're wearing some weird, just think of what your character would maybe look like if he had like a superhero costume that was professionally made. You're wearing that. You see Kazi's character is there. You can tell by like the side of his face how it's drawn, like the outfit that he's wearing. Rash is as he is. You see some other guy looking like he's wearing like a cloak. He's kind of like levitating. You see there's this big white werewolf in the picture. You see there's several other people that you don't know. There's a guy there with mechanical arms, with body armor and other stuff on. Yeah, it's just a whole huge group of you guys just looking up in the sky at the ship.
We've seen that wolf before. Remember the videos of the rock monster fight?
Yes, he does look familiar.
Whatever this is, it doesn't help us solve our current problem.
Well, As a side note, seeing these kind of subliminal messages run through a weaker person's head would probably drive them.
I look at you and I say, I'm not certain you aren't insane. And if I was using my good sense, I would chain you up right now.
Well, he is an artist.
But we are going to need you to save James.
Sato speaks up. I think it is time for rest, my friends. It is getting late. She looks at her watch.
Go ahead, drop back normal form if I'm not already.
You're just like...
Shadow Dragon shakes his head and he says, I'm going to go take a shower. And he heads upstairs into the sort of, like living area that is attached to the restaurant.
Okay.
To sort of wash off the muck and grime of the day's activities.
Fighting crime in a leather suit really seals in the flavor.
Especially in a burning building.
Oh yeah, you were sweaty, nasty. Yeah, shower's good call.
If anything else pulls out sketchbook, might as well chronologue this event to keep track of all of our activities.
I'm going to check my phone.
Okay. You pull your phone out of your pocket, and you turn it on, and the notification thing is just missed calls, texts from your girlfriend.
Oops.
Oh, boy, I bet you I'm in the doghouse tonight.
Oh, like it starts up. Oh, are you okay, honey? Please call me. Missed call, voicemail. Missed call, voicemail. Honey, please. Then it basically, you son of a bitch, you better be okay. You better text me right now. You better call, goddamn.
I am your wife. I am the greatest good you are ever gonna get.
Well, I think the doghouse might be too good for me. I better hit the road.
So you're gonna leave?
Yeah, I'm going to leave, and once I get back up above Surface Street, I'm going to call and take my lickings like a man.
Okay, Sketch. What are you gonna do? You're gonna sit there.
I'm gonna take it. I am going to take an 18 on a couple drawings to chronologue the burning building event.
Okay, sounds good. So you just sit over there, drawing and sketching.
After that, I need to sharpen pencils and put stuff away.
Do you carry a pencil sharpener with you?
Well, I have like art stuff with me.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
basic stuff.
Okay. So Zoro leaves. I'm just gonna. We'll just put you right there for now. While you're over there sitting there sketching, Sato comes over, puts a hand on your shoulder. She's like, "My boy, it's okay. Just take it in stride, one day at a time. Everything will work itself out." As she goes to leave. All right. Meanwhile.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So meanwhile, so the other three of you guys, you shower, you rest. Zora, you're gonna go outside and make a call. We'll come back to that call. I want to narrate that. That's gonna be hilarious. Sketch, you get some some words of comfort from Sato, from Amy, as she leaves, and then you're kind of left alone there. What are you gonna do after everyone leaves?
I probably at some point I have like I have to get to like my books and my computers and forward a few things to get like next month's stuff ready to go.
So basically, you're gonna head back to your apartment.
Yeah, because I still have work. Because I still have to finish up on work.
All right, sounds good. Do you guys figure out a way to contact each other?
Yeah, we still haven't exchanged phone numbers or anything. We're
I
geniuses.
left my burner phone number on the table on a sticky note before I left.
Oh, okay. All right.
I didn't.
Yeah, sorry, Jim.
Yeah, we're just like, Kaz, who?
Who? Who is this guy? We don't remember. It's
Hey,
been so long
who's
since we've
that
been
third,
around.
other guy who was with us? You know, the normal guy.
The guy with the glasses. Who
I
was
think his
he?
name was Dead Weight.
Oh,
Oh,
the burn.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Nothing but love for you, Kazi. Nothing but love for you.
I know,
All
I
right.
know. There's no love without bullying.
Man, I
So
thought
you
I
guys exchange information. You've got ways to contact each other. Then you guys go off, do your thing for the night. Do a little bit of James, come back to you guys, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay? All right. So James, so it's been a while. You've kind of like been communicating with this guy across the hallway for a little bit.
Okay.
You've learned. So yeah, his name is Rupert. He's just been kind of thrown in here. His friends turned him in. Not quite sure why. He doesn't really know. He's been in here for 3 days or so.
Do I know what type of powers he has?
No, you haven't gotten it out of him.
Okay. By the way, in case it was not obvious, I'm not giving him any information about me.
Mhm.
I'm just making up things as I go.
Okay.
The good thing about the eidetic memory is that I remember everything I've told him, so I can backtrace if necessary.
So you don't end up, catching yourself in a lie that you're not able to, maintain. Understandable.
Exactly.
So you are getting kind of tired because it's getting late. It's probably like 2 a.m. now.
Yeah.
There's all these emotions and everything been kind of like running through your head, and the day's events. You're kind of just wore out. But then you think, wait, your girlfriend. What does she think about all this? Is she okay? She's probably mad at you too.
Yeah, most likely. He'll be pissed off if I ever get my phone back.
This is going to be like the worst lie you're going to have to tell. She's going to be like, oh, you were where? You son of a bitch. What happened to you? Oh, you were locked up by the SPD. Uh-huh. You cheating scoundrel.
The good thing is I can calm her emotion. That's the good thing.
Better tell him to lock you up again, because I'm gonna cut you.
Because they'll lock me up when I'm done with you.
Prison sounds like the safest place for you guys.
Yeah, I think right now, actually, this is a good place for you.
Yeah, I think it's the safest play for me right now.
I'll probably be feeling that same way here shortly.
So
Want to
Rupert
join
just kind
into
of
myself?
So Rupert kind of just he just kind of goes quiet over there. You're probably thinking maybe he's sleeping.
All right.
So you just kind of come over here and you kind of like curl up on the floor. You just kind of laying on your arm or whatever, and it's like cold. It's cold
Do I
stone.
still have my coat?
Yeah. We'll say you have your coat.
Okay, then I use that as a pillow.
There you go. You fold it up nicely. You're just kind of just laying there. You're just like, and you're just kind of listening. It's like dead quiet. Like when you're in those places where there's no white noise, no nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just like that ringing quiet. That's what you're feeling right now. It's weird because you live in a city that's hustle and bustle and always stuff going on. You haven't had this kind of, I don't want to say peace, but calm for quite a while. It's kind of refreshing for a moment until you realize, oh God, you're in some kind of a hole with no due process. So you end up just kind of drifting off to sleep after about 30 minutes of just staring at this ceiling.
Okay.
And then we'll go back over here. Okay. All right, so Zoro, you get outside and you look at your phone. You got your phone. You're just like, oh man, okay. And then it finally ends up connecting to the network or whatever. And then there's more stuff starts popping up because you've been downstairs in the in the sewers for a while. No cell reception down there. You're like, oh man. This is bad.
When was the last message received?
So the last message was sent probably about 12 minutes ago that you just received from coming upstairs and reconnecting to the network.
Oh,
And this is like you better not come home, you son of a bitch. You cheating on me? You know, that kind of conversation.
oh Lord, I am in for it.
Oh man. She's probably just hysterical and just really emotional right now.
I'm hoping that's all it is. I'm going to have to do some fast talking. Go ahead and hit that call button.
You hit the call button and you put it to your ear. You're like,
Half hoping she doesn't answer. She's asleep.
it's like 3 rings. You're like, okay, I'm dodging the bullets, and she's like, you hear the connection noise. You're like, oh god. She's like, you son of a bitch. Where have you been? What are you doing? Who are you with? Just the rapid fire stream of questions. Like you're like, but you can't even get a word in for like 3 minutes as you're standing there on the street.
It's a long story, but let's just suffice it to say over the phone, it has been a very long night.
She's like, oh, long night, huh? With who? What's her name?
Well, if
With 3 other dudes.
there was a chick involved, I wouldn't know. I'll explain everything when I see you face to face. This is a conversation best had in person.
She's like, oh, really? All right, you better be ready. I'm gonna be ready for you when you get home. And then she hangs up.
I love it when you talk dirty.
You're just. It's all like, oh, she didn't hear that. You just stick it in your pocket. And then you trudge home, sadly, and like worrying, like, oh man, this is gonna be rough. All right, Sketch, you make it back to you make it up outside. You see Zoro's just kind of walking, like skulking away. You make it out. You head off back to your apartment. You decide to walk. It's a little bit of a walk. It's not super far, but the cool air, the calm breeze, the moment alone to your thoughts is giving you some real time for reflection, and like the anxiety and like the panic is starting to go away. But you've never felt such emotion and such pain and all these things all at once before. It's kind of overwhelming for you. Man down.
Okay.
Medic.
So,
Medic!
I eventually make it back to my apartment, right?
Yeah. You open the door. You're like, oh, home sweet home. You shut the door. Keys on the table. You're like exhausted.
I bet both my email and my voice box have exploded from my bosses, wondering why I haven't sent any.
Yeah, there's a few messages, some of concern.
I'm going to send, and I am going to. How late at night is it?
Oh, it's probably like 3 o'clock in the morning right now.
Probably best not to make a phone call. I will send in. I will forward an email to my boss saying that I am okay. I got attacked by some people, but the police were there to resolve it, and I'm alright.
Okay.
I'm technically not lying at all.
Technically.
Yeah, and after I send that, I'm going to collect together all of the work stuff I was supposed to send in tonight that I was going to do when I got home, because I had finished my stuff, decided to, before sending it out, to get something to eat, and I am going to look over everything and then have it, and then send it in.
Okay. How long do you think that'll take? Like in game, like it's 3 o'clock in the morning and work for another hour.
It probably will take just a minute or two to send the first email, and probably 15 minutes to an hour to look over everything and send it in.
Okay, sounds good.
After
All
that,
right.
I'll probably just head to bed.
Sounds good. Or you hope you can sleep. Shadow Dragon. So you go upstairs and you take off you peel out of your outfit, and you get in the shower, nice and hot. You're just like, oh, stress, all this other stuff is just kind of fading away. You're kind of piecing together like everything that's happened in the course of the last 12 hours. The world has kind of been turned upside down. Weird stuff just happening all of a sudden. You've got strangers hanging out in your lair. Your mentor is being cryptic, like always. Really, she's always kind of like that. Sometimes more so than others, but this time even more so. It's kind of weird. You had a friend that not really even a friend, really. Like you don't even really know much about each other, but someone that was with you that has been captured by the SPD and taken to one of their holding facilities. You're pretty sure. You just know, like, the next day is going to be, like, entertaining to say the least.
To say the least.
Like, you're thinking to yourself, like, am I ready? Am I trained enough? Am I confident enough? Or are my abilities going to be enough to get done what needs to be done? Like, if these weird drawings and visions are true, like, when is this? Like, all this stuff is just kind of running through your head as you're just kind of, like, leaning against the shower wall. The hot water's just pouring over you, trying to melt the stress away. You turn the shower off and you get out, you dry yourself off, and you got the towel on, and you open the door to the bathroom to go to, like, I'm assuming that you have like another. Would you have like another like room, like an actual like living area up here, right? Is that what we had? You have like what you have in your lair, but don't you have like an actual living space?
Yeah, but his room on the the upper levels is more. It's kind of like a broom closet. Harry Potter. It's just a small closet type thing with a bed and a window. Not really a whole lot of space.
Mm-hmm. So you open the door to the bathroom. You just got your towel on, and you see your mentor is just standing there in the hallway.
Yeah.
She doesn't even seem to react to you. She takes a few steps forward. She just kind of looks at you, like cocks her head to the side and looking at you, like questioningly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can I help you? I'm like hiding behind the door partially.
She turns her back. She's like, as she starts to walk away, I hope you're ready for tomorrow. Or for today, I should say. You should get your rest.
With kind of like a vengeful arrogance in his voice, my character whispers to himself, sort of just absentmindedly as he's walking to his room, he says, I hope they're ready. Talking about his enemies.
You're like, yeah, like you get in your room and you're like, yeah, you're psyching yourself up, 8 Mile style, in the mirror. I'm gonna get you.
And then, he picks up his real life phone and convert, in contrast to everyone else on the team, he looks at it and there are no notifications, no messages. He kind of frowns and puts it down and, gets dressed in his sleeping clothes and goes to sleep.
So you lay in bed. Unfortunately for you, though, the sound and the hustle and bustle of the city is making it difficult to go immediately to sleep as you're just kind of laying there, staring up at the ceiling, going over the things that have gone on today, the things that are going to go on later today, the future. You're not quite sure what it holds. What you knew of everyday life is suddenly changed. You're not quite sure if it's going to be for the better or for the worse. Zoro, you finally get home. Get up to your apartment.
I want to make a stop on my way home. I'm picking up several large bags of chocolate, some roses, and some beer.
So you go to the local, like the all night, the 24
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. Walmart, there you go, or whatever. So something open 24 hours where you can get. I'm thinking something smaller though, like a family-owned business is open 24 hours. They sell the beer and they have a lot of the stuff that you're looking for. So you go in there. There's an old guy behind the counter just sitting there watching TV, and you come in and you're just kind of like you're staring at the chocolate aisle. You're like, oh man, you're grabbing bags, and he just kind of you hear him say, "Rough night, Sonny,"
And it's about to get worse.
He's like, "Oh, well, you probably need some of this." He points over to the beer and alcohol section.
That's my very next stop. You got roses?
He's like, he looks around and says, yeah, I think there's some around the corner over here. Take a look. So you get your beer, you get your case or whatever your bag is. You go over there and they've got some small bouquets of flowers or whatever. Kind of like every kind of occasion kind of thing. And there's like some roses there. You grab them all.
Yep.
It's just like you're just like you pick up some. You're just all like fuck it. Grab the whole stack. You go up to the counter and the guy just looks at you. He's like, "Oh, somebody's in trouble tonight."
It's one of those nights, man.
He starts ringing you up. He's like, "Girl troubles, huh?"
Oh, I'm definitely in trouble with one, yes.
He's like, "Oh man, I've been married to my wife 30 years, and every night, man, every day, it's always a new challenge." He tells you the total. He tells you the total. You're like, "Oh." You get out your wallet. You pay the man. He bags up all your stuff, and you next thing you know, you find yourself out on the street corner. You got your roses, your bag of chocolate, your beer. You schlep back to the apartment. You get on the elevator. You get up to your floor. Bing. There's nobody. You don't see anybody else. It's too late at night. You get out on the floor, and now there you are standing in front of the door. You're like focusing. You set the beer down. You reach into your pocket, get out your keys, open the door, push it open.
Mm-hmm.
And there she is, sitting at the table in her nightgown, drinking. She's drinking something out of a cup or whatever. Tapping the finger on the table. She looks tired and pissed.
Pick up the beer, step in, close the door, drop the keys, hang the jacket, and then sit right across from her, putting the peace offering roses and chocolate in front of her.
She's like, "Well, look who's home." And we're gonna let people just imagine like how that conversation goes. We don't have to role play that. For those of you that watch, in the comments section, how do you think it goes? I want to know. I got the air conditioner going. Hopefully it doesn't bother too much. It gets hot in here in the studio with everything running. I was like, "Whoa, I'm starting to sweat." Had to get out for a second.
I've got a fan going, so I can't say nothing.
Alrighty, so move on to the next day. So sleep-wise, Kazi, you don't sleep very well at all. Like you are not used to sleeping on concrete floors. You're a refined man of taste. You have the fine bed, silk sheets.
And I have a fine lady right next to me. Yep.
Right now, you are cold and alone. You're like, "Oh, this is what it feels like to be everybody else." Or like, "Oh, is this what Zorro feels like right now?"
Well, at least get the couch.
Maybe.
She's
like, "The dog gets the couch."
Oh, damn.
You're like, you got your blanket and your pillow on the floor.
Wait, she gave you a blanket and a pillow? Yay! Win!
She didn't give it to you. You just took it out of the linen closet. So she's like, "You better wash that."
I shower before I go to bed, obviously. Too much, too much of the day on me.
So Zorro, your night goes for several hours before you get to sleep. Your conversation is heated in the beginning, but I think you eventually get her to understand. Like, look, some bad stuff happened. I kind of got roiled up in it. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time at the mall. Then all this, I was detained for a bit. They asked, you lie to her. Oh, they were interrogating me, asking me questions.
No. Hold on. Remember, she does know I have a power.
Oh yeah. Okay, so she's okay. So then,
so I gotta at least be honest with her. Yeah.
Yeah. So then she's like, "Oh, you went out and do some dare and do without letting me know."
And this is where it bites me in the ass. Yes.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
She's like, I thought we talked about this.
She brandishes a slipper.
She's just all, she's got the big in the hand. She's gonna whip you with it. But
as long as it's not a wooden spoon, okay?
With the holes in it, so when it swings, you can hear it. The whistle, like the paddle when you were a kid. I don't know if anybody ever got that, but
Oh no, she's a nun.
That would be the ruler, sir.
Same concept.
But yeah, you're able to you're able to talk her down, get her to understand. Look, we did some things. I met some people similar to myself. We tried to do the right thing. There was somebody that was helping us that was captured, and that you might have to go do some more stuff tomorrow. And at first, she's not having it at all. But then you're like, honey, this is me. I got to do this.
We left a man behind. I can't do this, baby.
You're like, if I don't do it, who's gonna do it? Kind of thing. And then there's crying, and then there's weeping, and then you guys are just exhausted. And you end up going to sleep. Shadow Dragon. So yeah, you spend your night just kind of laying there, tossed and turning, the thoughts of the day before, the day to come. Going through your head, kind of a restless sleep. You end up getting up in the morning, kind of tired. Like when you have those days where you just kind of tossed and turned. You sleep, but it's not like good sleep. But then you know that you've got a lot to do. You're just kind of like, oh, you got to put that uniform in the washing machine. I'm assuming it's something that's machine washable.
Of course, I'm not a savage.
He's like, whatever, man, Febreze.
While that's washing, I'm gonna down a protein smoothie that I mix up real quick and go downstairs and start working on a speed bag in the training room.
Okay.
I assume that everyone will contact me when they are ready to assemble.
Hopefully, there was no organization kind of set up. It's just kind of like, all right, guys, we'll see you. Yeah, here's my information. Okay, yeah, we'll help him. Yeah, we'll go get him, kind of thing. It was very just kind of seat of the pants kind of thing. But you're assuming that there will be some kind of communication. Sketch.
By the way, what day of the week is it? Sorry.
We'll say it's. What was it? So when did we start on the first day? Was it a Saturday? I thought, wasn't it? So this would be a Sunday. Is it?
I don't remember if we started on a Friday or a Saturday night.
I think it was a Friday because everybody had just finished working.
Yeah, it was a
yes.
Friday.
All right. Okay. That's sweet. Continuity issues already. All right. Here we go. I should take better notes. So yeah, it's a Saturday.
All right, so that means I don't have to go to work. Yay!
You're like, sweet. You can sleep in, maybe, but she's got work for you to do to make up for all of your crimes. All right, Sketch. So you go to sleep, and your sleep is terrible. You toss, you turn, you see these two visions like over and over again, and then you see flashes of the other ones as well in there. All kinds of different stuff, and you just kind of wake up several times in the middle of the night, sweat, breathing heavy, worried, anxiety, all this stuff, yeah, your sleep is garbage. But you finally wake up in the morning, you're just like, you're like, ugh, exhausted already. You make yourself some coffee or whatever your character drinks in the morning.
I guess. How early in the morning is it?
Oh, you probably sleep in a little bit. It's probably right now. We'll say it's around 10 o'clock for everybody. James, you don't really know what time it is. You just sleep and wake up.
Mhm.
Yeah, you wake up and it's just like cold, dark, damp. You're just like, oh, your back hurts, everything hurts. You're like, oh god. Eventually, they come. They feed you. They bring food in. Like the door opens, two guys with guns come in, point them at you. A guy comes in with a tray, sets it down by the door. They back out the door, shut it, and lock it.
Mhm.
It's like oatmeal. It's like grits or something, you know. Some water. Obviously,
Just like at
it's
home.
you're like, it's like lukewarm.
Just like Mama used to make.
All right, so now you guys decide, kind of collectively come to the idea. All right, it's time maybe time to get in contact with everybody and see exactly what you guys
Well,
are
I
gonna
need to
do.
do a couple things before I get in contact with everyone.
Okay, what do you need to do?
I need to check my email from work and call into like the studio and stuff. Just see what's going on.
Okay. So yeah, so you take care of all that. Like you call in, they were kind of worried, like, hey, you missed your deadline. What's going on, kind of thing. What do you tell them?
And it was like, well, I had everything done, ready to go. Went out for food, and the place I was eating got attacked by some powered individuals. It was a rough night.
They're like, oh, the person on the other end is like, oh my god. Okay,
I
well,
sent an email explaining that a bit because I figured you guys didn't want someone as at 3 in the morning.
okay. So yeah, you explain the situation. You tell them about the email. They're like, okay. They're like, okay. Take a few days. We're still well. Before the final deadline for all the work is due. So
Yeah, I did send in what I have. That should be like 3 episodes worth of stuff I sent in yesterday.
okay. Yeah, they said they'll be fine for a few days while you collect yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure everything's good. All right, so you guys decide to then contact each other. Who calls who?
I gave everybody my number, so y'all are gonna have to call me. Sorry.
I'll be the first one to call. I'll call Shadow Dragon. What the hell?
You're just all like, okay, you get your phone, you get the thing, you call it, and it rings and it rings and it rings.
I'll
Goes to
answer.
voicemail. Well, because remember you're downstairs, there's no cell reception downstairs.
Good point.
Well, I wasn't call in. I was go to the restaurant's address.
Good idea. So Zorro, as you're calling, you don't get an answer. Sketch, you show up there at the restaurant. It's open. You go in. Bell rings or whatever. You're kind of looking around. You're seeing his mentor, Amy. Is that how you say it, Amy?
I mean, I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced, but it's easier. So
Okay, I'll just go with that. So Amy's there, kind of behind the little hostess station or whatever. She's like, "Oh, good morning, young man."
Just for the record, I did bring a slightly larger bag with me with more papers, larger sketchbooks, and more pencils and stuff.
Okay.
just
Sounds
in
good.
case.
Get your bag over your shoulder. You look tired. Amy's like, "Oh, young man, you look tired. Is everything okay? You need some tea?"
Tea would be excellent.
She's like, "Okay, please, go over and have a seat. I'll bring you some." She kind of wanders off back to the kitchen.
I'll go ahead and try and get in touch with the artist.
Did you guys switch information?
Nope.
Well, in that case, I don't.
It's okay, because I go back upstairs and check my phone and see that he called.
Yeah,
It was
he's-
very late at night, and I don't think either of us were thinking about switching him.
No, we won't.
So I'll call the number.
Yeah, so you call the number. Zorro, your phone rings from the number you just tried to call a little bit ago.
Pick it up.
Hello?
Well,
Who
good
is
morning
this?
to you.
Hello, Neil.
Oh no, it's Agent Smith. Run away!
Where are they?
Swear to me.
Wait, would that be Agent Smith? Or would that be Batman?
Maybe a bit of both. I don't know. But yeah, so you guys answer. So you're like, okay. You're like, Shadow Dragon tells you he's at the restaurant.
I give
Also,
him
should-
the address in case he doesn't remember it.
All right, I'll go ahead and take down that address and I'll say, all right, I'll be there shortly.
Like as you say that, your girlfriend's standing right next to you. You're like, you look at her. Shortly, she hang up.
So, love, what would you say about some Chinese food?
She's like, Chinese food, huh? She's like, all right, I want to meet these guys that are going around with you. I gotta make sure these guys are taking care of you. So you and your girlfriend go to the Chinese restaurant. Shadow, you kind of go out in the main restaurant area to check in with Amy. She's not there, but you see Sketch. He's sitting over there at a table. He looks tired.
Yeah, because I saw him, like as I was coming up, I saw him through the window into the kitchen. And so when I come out, I bring like 2 big bowls of food.
Noodles.
Yeah. Just the good stuff. You just set it down. Sketch, you realize that you haven't eaten. Hardly. And you're starving.
So he is the starving artist.
Mm-hmm. Not normally. It's just he's been through a lot. So you guys kind of sit and eat. Amy comes out with the tea, pours you all tea. Zorro, you and your girlfriend show up about 20 minutes later. You see the two sitting at the table. There, you go over there, and you guys see him walk in with a girl. You guys are like, what? So you guys come over and sit down. And then his girlfriend is just kind of looking at the two of you.
Yep.
I slurp noodles.
Like she leans over, she's like, "These are the people that are looking after you."
Yes. These are the gentlemen I've been working with.
And you- She's like, "Well, all right. Well," she's like, "So I understand the situation. And he's told me all about it. You guys gonna take care of my man here?"
I give Zorro an oblique look.
She can be trusted. Trust me, believe me, if she couldn't be trusted, I'd already be gone.
Amy eventually walks over and she's like, "Oh, we have another visitor." Your girlfriend looks at her. She's like, "Oh." She's like, "Hello," introduces herself. They kind of start talking girl stuff.
Let them go to town.
So you guys finish your meal, and you all look at each other like it's battle time, or like it's time to start putting a plan together.
It's about that time, gentlemen.
So I tell everybody to, quietly, I say to go around back, and I'll let them in the back door so we can go downstairs. Because it would look weird, just a bunch of people walking back into the kitchen together.
Yep.
So you guys all get up and go the way he says. Amy, Shadow, you guys end up going, down the way you normally would go to get there, and you all meet up down here in the. Everybody down here. Gonna be in there. All right. There we go. Okay. There we go. And then also Zoro, your girlfriend comes with you as well. She's like looking around at this place. She's like, oh. Sees like the board over here. She goes over, starts looking at the board with all the information and everything you guys have pieced together. She points at the drawings that Sketch drew. She's like, "What is this? What is going on here?"
It's nonsense. Don't worry about it.
That right now is an unknown. We couldn't tell you to be sure.
She's like, "It looks terrible. This isn't what you're getting yourselves into, I hope."
I hope not myself, but if it comes to that, you know we've got to do what we got to do, love.
She's like, "Oh dear God, I thought this time had come and gone."
It had. Apparently, it's coming back.
So Shadow says, I don't know, I could use that new suit. And he's like, he has his regular outfit. It's just come out of the dryer, and he like puts his finger through a new hole that it has acquired.
You're like, And you see that there's several other holes if you have stitched together yourself, So you.
Oh yeah, he's become quite proficient at sewing, as well as martial arts.
They go hand in hand, the skills. Manual dexterity. So, Amy, she comes over and she sits down heavily in the chair. She's like, "So, my friends, so what is your plan to get your friend back?"
I don't think any of us have thought that far ahead.
Not directly, no. We're going to have to definitely get some information on this place they have him.
Sato's like, she's like, "Well, I might have an idea of how to get in there. It's not the easiest way."
Getting
Not
in
fun
is
if
always
it's
the
too
easy
easy.
part.
Zoro, your girlfriend's like, "Get where? Get into where? Where are you going?"
There comes a time, love, when the less you know, the better. For you.
Oh. She's like, "Oh, keep me in the dark, eh?"
I don't need you worrying overly much.
She's like, "Worrying? Do I look like I'm worried?" There's some pause in the
Gotcha.
room. Everybody looks. Nobody says anything but you. So Amy's like, "I know where they're holding him. The same place they put everybody until they process them."
Which is?
Like, well, they have a detention center in the the bottom level of the SPD building downtown.
Have I been there to sell or service any printers for them?
No. Their stuff is all like they don't really deal a lot with third party people really. All of their stuff is either military grade or they have very specific vendors they get their stuff from. The less people that gain access to the building, the better.
It was a reach, but I had to go for it.
I would like to use my well-informed advantage to see if I know, anything about how well guarded this place is. Like, are we gonna encounter any more of those battle suits there?
The battle suits are relatively rare. You don't see them a lot, only in like the dire situation. But you've got to know that if they came from somewhere, they're stored there. You do know that place is almost like a fortress.
Oh, goody. We're breaking into a police precinct. This
It's
doesn't
worse than that.
sound good. I'm gonna look over to the. You said just call her Amy for now?
Yeah.
I was gonna look over to her, look back at our ninja. I think I may need a map sort if we're gonna like that.
Need a what? A map?
No, a mask.
Oh. She's like, oh, a mask? She's like, I don't have any extras lying around, love. She's like, don't you do your thing?
It's my stuff is only it's more temporary than permanent.
She smiles and she's like, well, it's a good thing you're not going to be there very long.
I look at her kind of surprised and say, "You have a plan to get us in and out?"
She's like, I can get you in. Getting out is going to be on you.
Where will you, when you take us in, where will you be dropping us relative to the rest of the facility?
She's like, I've been in there before. So I could probably get you to the floor above the detention block. You have to get your way down to the bottom level on your own, though. It will not be easy.
I'm more concerned with how do we get out after we have James.
She's like, well, she leans back. Trust your training, and your knowledge, and your intelligence. You will find a way with your group. She pans her hand around the room. You will find a way.
I look to everyone and say, well, we probably don't have very much time left before they move him to a different facility. So we may not want to spend our time looking for maps of the facility or anything that I would normally do. I feel like we're kind of on a time crunch.
Yeah, I would assume they hold no more than 24 to 48 hours before they relocate.
Amy's like, when you're ready, let me know. Any other preparations you guys want to make?
Yeah, there are.
My character is just going to go into this side room and quickly change into his outfit.
I am I think it's time for me to use my variable power really quick.
What are you going to create?
I am going to create a belt on myself that will allow me to teleport between here and my apartment.
Okay.
I am going to, I'm guessing the distance is super long, so I have enough to like make it so I can cover the distance.
Yeah, what? Variable 4? Right?
I have variable 2, which gives me 10 points to work with. And since I'm making it as a device, I like remove 1 for every 5 points I spend in it, so technically I can do it as 12.
Oh, yeah. If you can get to teleport 12, then yeah, you could.
Yeah.
You can go where you need to go.
I mean, because I'm just going for like distance, I'm not going for any extras. You know, so I am going back to my apartment. I am going to like since I like do all kinds of different arts, I am going to look for craft and try to like basically use the bit of time I have to use my art skill to kind of try and jury rig some kind of disguise that I won't have to use my powers for.
Okay. Yeah. What do you make?
I want to create. I'm going to try and create like a mask of some sorts
Okay.
that I could easily like get on and off for like getting inside this place.
Okay. Yeah, you can. You fashion something together. It's nothing pretty, right? It doesn't win you like coolest costume contest.
But good enough that it can conceal my identity enough. And in the
Yeah.
superhero masks don't have to be super complex either.
Yeah, I mean, for all you know, it could just be like a sock you cut holes in for your eyes and mouth, for all you know. But
I mean,
yeah,
I probably have some fabric stuff that I can.
yeah. So yeah, you jerry rig something together quickly enough. You're like, all right, this will last the day. You
Walmart, balaclava.
It's like skill mastery, take the 18.
Yeah, you put it on. You look at yourself in the mirror. You're like,
Good enough.
you're like, all right. And then I'm assuming you teleport back.
Yes, I am.
Push the little button
I'm
or whatever. Turn the knob. Whoop.
Like, undo the thing. Is like, okay. Made a base, made something basic enough that it'll at least keep me from being recognized in there and hopefully being tracked back too.
So, yeah, so you guys are kind of standing in here. You know, Shadow Dragon, you're ready. There's like this flash, and the sketch just kind of teleports into the room. Some wind kind of blows around.
Turn and look at him. That was rather dramatic.
He's wearing this mask. You're like, some of you like, you're like, all right, man, you're good. You're good.
Willpower rolled everybody to resist laughing.
I mean, it's not bad. You know, it obscures his face. Can't tell who he is.
And all of a sudden, I'm thrown back to Boondock Saints.
Oh God. All right, so Amy gets up. She walks over. She's like, "You all seem prepared."
As will ever be.
So she's like, "Okay, come over here." So you guys go into this little side room or whatever.
As we're walking over there, I will like stop in front of Zorro's girlfriend, whose name is Amanda, and I will place a hand on her shoulder and say, "I promise that I will sacrifice myself before I let him die. You have my word."
She looks at you, looks you right in the mask. Are you wearing the mask, or you don't have the mask on yet?
It's one of those situations where it's like, over the back of my head, but I haven't pulled it over my face yet.
Okay. So she looks you in the eye. She's all like, I hope the situation doesn't call for that. But if so, I hope you keep your word.
I always do.
I will give her a kiss, tell her I will be okay, and pull out a Slim Jim as I step through the room if she has nothing else to say.
She doesn't say anything. She has this look of worry on her face. Wait, where is it? I got it. It's right here. You just take a big old bite. Hulk out. Or luchador out. Lucha out. However you want to say it, right?
Yep. And I will give her a gentle hand on the cheek as I step out.
Sketch, I'm assuming you follow.
Yep.
So you're kind of like,
Gonna be one of these days, isn't it?
you're just
I
like,
think I was given some time off.
you're trying to psych yourself up. You're like, man, this is not, this is not where you thought you would be on a Saturday morning.
This is madness.
So Amy's standing there. She's like, okay, I'm going to get you in. Which is, like I said, you're going to have to get yourself out. Now, she's like, the ride will not be pretty.
Are we doing the shadow walk thing again?
It's like she goes over to the wall and she rubs like a door outline on the wall, and it starts to like the shadowy kind of energy kind of goes on the wall. And she draws like some glyphs or whatever on the wall with this shadow energy. She puts her hand on there, and it's just like the whole doorway becomes kind of like a shadow kind of void. It's just like rippling darkness you're looking into. She steps to the side and she just beckons.
I step forward and I, look in her eyes, kind of like this might be the last time that we see each other because I know where we're going. And then I pull the mask over my face, bow, in a shallow fashion, and run through the portal.
When you look at her, she has a look of confidence in her face, of faith. She slightly bows to you as you just jump through there, and like when he goes in, the energy just kind of like it ripples, and then it goes back to its kind of oozy kind of fashion.
As I step up, I look over to Amy. I'm putting her in your care for while I'm gone. I trust you as I trust her.
She's like, "Don't worry. We will be good friends. We will have tea and we will have a good dinner. We will see you tonight."
She will appreciate that. Thank you. And I step through the portal of shadow.
So you're just like, you just like walk through it confidently.
That's right. I'm going to a fight, and I got this.
Alright, then I guess it's my turn then. There's a scratch back of my
Wait, I
head.
thought it was Kazi's turn.
Oh, Wyverns.
I wake up.
Just I have technically stepped through the portal yet. We were all about to step
Yeah.
through the portal, right?
Yep. So Zoro and Shadow Dragon have gone through. You're just kind of standing there, psyching yourself up.
Scratch the back of my I'm about to risk my entire career, life, and dignity over a person I've known for like, 2 whole hours. It's gonna be one of these kind of days. Step through the portal very hesitantly. It was like,
Well, so like yeah, so you're there kind of talking to yourself, and Amy says, "Don't worry. Once you find them, everything will be okay." Then you like look at him. You look at her. You're like them. She like, she kind of gives you a nudge. You just like through the portal way.
Yep.
You're like, So yeah. All right. So James, hope you're awake.
Yep.
All right. So in your, let me get the just so you can see yourself. Where are you? You're way down here.
All right.
There you are. Okay. So yeah, so you eat your meal that they provide you. You hear like the knocking again coming from the other room over there.
Okay. I put my ear against the door and try to hear what he's trying to say again.
Yeah, you hear over there. Hey, Jack, are you awake? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
It's like everything going okay over there?
Ah, man, I've been in better places to sleep.
He was like, I know, right? It's not the best place. It's kind of nice to have company. I've been down here for several days.
Yeah. How are you, by the way? Are you hurt or anything?
It's like, well, no, just my pride, I guess. You think you have friends, then they turn on you for no reason.
No, I mean, I don't even have powers, man. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I don't know. Well, hopefully, maybe they'll realize they made a mistake and let you out, which is doubtful, though.
Yeah, I don't think they will let me out once I've seen this. Powers or no powers.
He's like, well, things have a way of working themselves out, so hopefully for you. Me, on the other hand, doesn't look too good for me.
Well, at least while we're here, we have someone to talk with.
When you hear one of the guards coming, like opens the door, comes down the hallway, they're like, "Keep it down in here! Don't us talking. Shut your mouths." The guy there says, "Sorry." He hits the door with his what sounds like his rifle or something metal. He's like, "I said, shut up."
So now you're telling me that I have the right to remain silent.
Like, oh, you got jokes in there, huh?
It's the only thing I have in here.
He's like, "Oh yeah, well, we'll see about that. Just you wait." He goes wandering off back down the hallway and he shuts the door.
Alright. That should keep me busy.
So so Rupert doesn't say anything anymore. So you're just kind of like wandering around, like you're kind of left to your senses. It's quiet. It's deathly quiet. You're just like, oh God. Like you want to shower, you want a hot meal, you want to see your girlfriend.
I'm unable to feel anything with my mental awareness, correct?
Correct.
Alright.
This thing that's on your neck is got to be the cause of it.
Yeah, most likely.
But then you hear, from a distance, you hear like an alarm going off.
Alright.
It's kind of quiet. It's like, you go running to the door and you realize you're like, it's got to be your friends. They're on the way.
Here comes the luchador.
Okay, so that's where we're gonna stop there. I wanna have next week. I got a few things I want to change of how I want to handle this next port. So when we pick up next week, we're gonna start here, and the rescue attempt. So this is this not super action packed, right? Sorry, not all games are like that. A lot of story, character development, but next game is going to be pretty much all the rescue attempt.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Excellent.
I'd be interested to see how flambéed I get in the conversation by the comment.
There will be, there'll be definitely lots of opportunities to show off powers and abilities. It's definitely going to be a challenge. I hope you guys are up for it mentally. But it should lead to some pretty cool stuff, along with some cool new story stuff I'm planning to implement. So let's go ahead and do PowerPoints. I'll give you guys another 5 PowerPoints.
So that would be a total of 15.
Yeah, and then for your guys' group, I'll go ahead and raise your power level to 6. And then don't do any expenditures now. Either during the week, we can talk about in Discord what you want to buy. I just want to, like, you tell me what you want to buy, and I'll make improvement. I'll approve. Or we can pick it up at the beginning of next week's session. We can go over everybody's expenditures that way and get everybody set, and then begin to play.
Okay.
So you want us to kind of think about what we would like to improve, etc.
Yeah, like if you've got ideas, you can throw them in the Discord, and then like, hey, I wanted this, I want this. If I said, yeah, that sounds cool or whatever, we can make amendments. But I want the finalization of all the expenditures will be start of next week's game. We'll do all that. We'll take 10 or 15 minutes, go through everybody's expenditures. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit the like button. Also, if you want to support my channel, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notifications when I upload new content. Also, go to the link in the description below to join us over on Discord. There's a lot of talk about the game. A lot of other players are looking for other groups and other members to run other games. So if you're looking to get a game in with some other people online using Roll20 or whatever you guys decide to use, we got a lot of people that are interested in playing games over there. So until I see you again in the dungeon, I'm Brian, your game master, and happy gaming.